Hi, fellow traders. I hope everybody had a good day today. I'm getting another early start on my recap. I'm not done trading. I still have one trade on, but it's been on all day. Just kind of holding it to see what it does, if it plays out. But we'll cover what I've done up to this point. Another disappointing day. I thought the day was going to start out have a great day because we had a lot of stocks hitting the scans, but most of them kind of fizzled out. And you'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute. But before we get into it, I want to remind you, if you're not a member of the community, tomorrow we're having Sneak Peek Wednesday. So I eliminated this last step here. All you need to do is go to my website, click on the Sneak Peek logo, and should bring you right into the chat room. Eliminating the register part. That's something that every time I get that going, something happens and people have trouble getting in the room. So we'll just have a direct link so that you just click on it, and I think you enter your email and username or whatever that you make up, and then you come on in. So looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow who aren't regular members of the room, and really hoping to have a better day tomorrow. Alright, so let's get into some of the trades I took today. Alright, so we've got another day of the first trade, getting in early, it working out, getting a little bit of profit, and then my subsequent trades don't tend to work out as well. But again, like I had promised myself at the beginning of the week, I was going to focus on AAOI because I left a lot of money on the table last week by trying to trade other things and not focusing on this ticker that was given the moves. Now this thing is pretty much slowed down and not really making the moves that, or the strong moves that it had been making, but it's still ringing in profit. So yesterday, I did the recap on it yesterday, so what I was looking at. I'm in this in a swing trade from yesterday. I'm still looking for it to hit 100 this week, but it is kind of taking its own sweet time. It's kind of slowed down a little bit. I really anticipated this to run into 100 going into earnings. So we still have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to do it, but the longer it takes, the more it kind of messes around here. The less faith I'm going to have in it. So this morning it opened and it gapped up, ran up to 98. So I knew, okay, today this is probably going to be a strong day, so let me wait for the pullback, and then I'll get in. And we got a quick pullback here, so I was close enough to the 20 to get in, so I ended up getting in here.
Amazon, Facebook, McDonald's, all
at
at the high now.
96.25, and we started making a decent move up. I still was a little skeptical, so I didn't go in full size again. I only went in 100 shares.
NVO, Novo Nordisk,
when I could have done 100
here on volume sweep in the August $41 put. At the S got $1.25. That's November
so
Victor.
I got in and just kind of held it through pre-market, and just after 8:30 we were having trouble getting through this 97.70s. Just kept running into a brick wall here, so I ended up taking some off. I just took half off here, and it looks like I made the right move. Probably should have taken all of it off, but I wasn't sure. We were still above VWAP and everything, so we still could have bounced here and made the move up. but we didn't. We had this huge sell-off on the opening candle and ended up hitting my profit stop. I did set a profit stop. Actually, I put it at 96.50, and I got hit at 65. So I actually picked up 15 cents from that order. Normally we get slippage the wrong way, but this time I got slippage the right way. So I sat back and waited, and probably should have caught this. I was waiting for it to pull all the way back to the 200, and I was going to catch the bounce off of it back up the VWAP. But it didn't really trade clean. It started reversing before I thought it would, and I just kind of stayed out of it. And once we ran up here, we tapped the 20, but it looked like we weren't going to fade this. This level was acting as solid support. So I ended up getting back in. And I was looking for the push and the move back up through, to test 98 again. Well, I got in and we just kind of messed around. I set 95 for my hard stop, which is still up here, 95, and just let it work. And so it's just been digging all day. I started trading sideways, just riding the 20 down, and eventually it broke through like I had anticipated. It really hasn't respected any movement averages
MGI
until
getting
today.
a pop to the high.
But I figured it eventually would break
now
through.
a letter.
And now I'm waiting for it to push through
company employees.
This 96.75, which was the high here.
Merger is subject to
so if we can break through it,
merger with Ant Financial,
then I feel we can get
to work with CFI,
we'll have a
committee,
pretty good
various
chance
other regulatory
of pushing up.
Remain focused on closing transaction by the end of the year.
May not get 98, but at least I'll get up enough to be able to take some profit on this trade. I'm not even a point up on it yet. I got in at 95, 98. So I'd have to get to at least 97 to even get a point on this thing. But it's just taking its own sweet time. But waiting to see, if we get there. And I'll probably do a carbon copy tomorrow if it opens the same way. If we open pre-market and we're strong, I'll wait for a pullback and jump in this thing. Because I honestly and truly believe we're going to run this thing to 100 before earnings. And, I'm going to hold that swing as long as I can. But I'm not going to hold it through earnings, but I'm going to hold it as long as I can up to earnings to see if we get 100. So that's where I'm at on AAI. I did try one of my traditional
RCII rent a center getting
opening
a small
range
pop here to
breakdowns.
the high 1265.
And,
Romeo Charlie India.
It just seems like lately a lot of these are not following through. And you have to find the right stop. You have to find the right one in order to catch it. So I thought I was patient. I waited. Got this close below the 5-minute opening range low. Waited for this one to print and show weakness. And got in. This was my confirmed entry. This wasn't anticipating or anything. And got in, and it just rejected. Or it was just a fake out. And it turned around and started to run up. So it stopped me out. And, I wasn't going to let it go up and test this, because a lot of these have been going up, testing the 20 and fading back down. So I wasn't going to hold it and let it test the 20. I'm sticking to my stops. And this is why, even with the 50, a 45 or 50% win rate, I'm still able to make money because I stick to my stops. When I stick to my stops, it may be peanuts, but I'm making money. Every little bit adds up. So this really kept me in the game. I could have let this run and just blow me up, but I did. Now, another stock that I didn't put on, well, let's look at this one. This was on my watch list as well. This one put in this huge candle, which took my eyes off of this initially. So I was going to wait for the bounce and catch the rejection here at VWAP. Well, this one, it almost fooled me. I was waiting for the confirmation and I didn't get it. This is a good signal candle, but this didn't confirm that we were losing it, and I held on and didn't get it. Well, I missed this rejection because I was looking at another stock. I didn't catch in. By the time I got back to it, we were on this candle here. I wasn't going to chase it. For me, my entry candle was here. Some people like to take it right off the rejection, but I don't like shorting into VWAP. Even though VWAP has no respect right now, I don't like shorting into it. So I didn't short it, and I wasn't catching it here. That was too far for me. It looks, even though in hindsight, this would have been a solid move, even if I got it here. I don't want to get any bad habits. I don't want to get any chasing. This can easily have got stuck right here and bounced. Could have easily got stopped here again. But I didn't want to get involved, get in that, so I left it alone. Now this stock I should have had on watch. It was on the scans, but I just missed it because right here at 37.79 was the 20-day. I'll make this blue because my 20-day moving average on my daily charts is blue as well. So this was the 20, and this is right where we were opening. I honestly thought, and I said when we were making the watch list, I didn't put it on my watch list because I honestly didn't feel that we would lose the 20 in this. That the daily 20 would hold us up and we wouldn't get the fade. Well, obviously I was wrong. This is a trade that I look for every day. This is a classic opening range breakdown, and then you wait for the bounce, catch the trend continuation. Now, taking this long is a little bit more risky because you don't know how far this is going to bounce, and you may end up being stuck in here waiting for it to get up, and then you miss the big move. So I tend not to take these, and this would have been perfect. A couple people in the room caught it. Some didn't maximize it, perfectly, but they got the meat of the move, and that's what we're looking for. They got the meat of the first opening range move, breakdown move, and that's what this was. Here was an opening candle. Here was a candle, 5-minute opening range breakdown. Here around 38.20. All the way down. And you rode this. This was a huge trade, huge potential here. So this is what I look for, every day. Some days I pick the wrong stock. Today I picked that STX because I thought we were, this was a bit oversold. Yeah, but we bounced. The RSI recovered pretty good, and I thought we had at least a move to here in it, possibly even more. But again, I just picked the wrong stock. And this, I just missed. And this was a classic secondary move. You missed the opening range breakdown because of a huge candle like this. You don't get to pull back toward VWAP to get in. and you wait for the secondary move, and there it is. So that was my day. Can't complain about it. It is, the market is what it is. I'm just doing, what I can to make the money, take what the market is giving me. I'm not trying to chase it. I'm not trying to force the market to do what I want it to do. I'm just letting it go. Most of the time, when the morning, starts out and it starts to trade funny, you get funny price action. It gets